The Art of War is a 5th century BCE military treatise written by the Chinese strategist Sun Tzu. Covering all aspects of warfare, it seeks to advise commanders on how to prepare, mobilize, attack, defend, and treat the vanquished. The Art of War treatise shows the brilliance of ancient military strategist Sun Tzu, which has not only informed thousands of years of warfare, but also informs on success in life. I chose the following The Art of War quotes for their ability to highlight the most main points of the text, as they apply to both warfare and to life. In today's video, we will show the first 35 of 70 selected quotes. So now, let's go. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors, to be taken into account in one's deliberations, when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field. These are 1. The moral law. 2. Heaven. 3. Earth. 4. The commander. 5. Method and discipline. All warfare is based on deception. Hold out baits to entice the enemy. Feign disorder and crush him. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. Now the general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. A wise general makes a point of foraging on the enemy. 1 cartload of the enemy's provisions is equivalent to 20 of one's own, and likewise, a single pickle of his provender is equivalent to 20 from one's own store. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. In the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. To shatter and destroy it is not so good. To fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called hobbling the army. 2. By attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions obtained in an army. This causes restlessness in the soldiers' minds. 3. By employing the officers of his army without discrimination, through ignorance of the military principle of adaptation to circumstances. This shakes the confidence of the soldiers. Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. 3. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. 4. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. 5. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. The good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. The skillful fighter puts himself into a position which makes defeat impossible, and does not miss the moment for defeating the enemy. Thus it is that in war the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory. In respect of military method, we have, firstly, measurement, secondly, estimation of quantity, thirdly, calculation, fourthly, balancing of chances, fifthly, victory. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed in order to secure victory. In battle, there are not more than two methods of attack: the direct and the indirect, yet these two in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. Thus the energy developed by good fighting men is as the momentum of a round stone rolled down a mountain thousands of feet in height. Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten to battle will arrive exhausted. That general is skillful in attack whose opponent does not know what to defend, and he is skillful in defense whose opponent does not know what to attack. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy! Through you we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. You may advance and be absolutely irresistible if you make for the enemy's weak points. You may retire and be safe from pursuit if your movements are more rapid than those of the enemy. By discovering the enemy's dispositions and remaining invisible ourselves, we can keep our forces concentrated, while the enemy's must be divided. Numerical weakness comes from having to prepare against possible attacks. Numerical strength from compelling our adversary to make these preparations against us. In making tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them. Conceal your dispositions, and you will be safe from the prying of the subtlest spies, from the machinations of the wisest brains. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. Just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. Maneuvering with an army is advantageous, with an undisciplined multitude, most dangerous. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Thank you for watching. Our aim is to create the best content possible, so we appreciate feedback, and we'll use it as a way to improve future videos. Please consider hitting that like button and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed it.